Wow, what an explosive match between Larry Perna and Fernando. You know, personally, it was a little slow at points, but overall, you know, we got the finish, so it was a great match. Listen, I don't want to waste too much of your time. I'm gonna get straight to the breakdown, but first thing I gotta tell you guys is make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and if you enjoy this, make sure you leave a comment and a like. Okay, so let's get going on the situation real quick. Oh, so the match we've all been waiting for. We have my man Fernando versus Larry Perna. Fernando, what's your goal? What do you think you're gonna get him with? What do you think is gonna be the move that's gonna?
Everybody's expecting me to go for a leg lock, so I'm gonna try to go for my arms. I always like arm bars and shit.
You feel confident?
Yeah. I actually do.
It's time. Good luck, man.
Thanks.
Next, we're talking to my man Larry Perna. Listen, this is a big deal for everybody. How do you think you're gonna get him?
Arm and guillotine.
Arm and guillotine. All right, shit. This is gonna be real. It's gonna be a real match. You feeling confident?
Sure.
All right, man. Best of luck. All right. We have two men, two giant behemoths, locking horns for supremacy. Fernando, Larry Perna. It's time. Let's go. Larry Perna versus Fernando. They lock up in the upper body clinch. Okay, Fernando working a strong underhook. Back to the collar elbow. Snap down for the front headlock. Let me tell you something. Larry's built like a Ford Mustang. That's the wrong analogy. He's built kind of like a tank. Fernando trying to hit that double, but the head pressure by Larry Perna is just too dominant. Drops down for a nice single. Fernando's working hard. Strong overhook and head positioning by Larry Perna. Whoop, another snap down attempt. But like I said, you're trying to snap down a boulder. That guy's built like the Thing from Fantastic Four. Beautiful double leg by Fernando. Oh. Can we pause that? Let's take a look at that. Look at it. He lowers his level, drives right through Larry Perna. But Perna does a great job of scrambling up, face planting Fernando into the mat. These are two big guys that are working incredibly hard. Look at Uchimata attempt.
These are bigger guys. You got to give them the respect.
Good whizzer, strong whizzer. Larry working a high crotch position. Head outside single. Fernando hopping around, transfers a double, but Fernando gets a good underhook. Oh, Kimura, he rolls him against the wall. No rules in this match, by the way. Nice scramble. Lifting the leg off the mat, driving in with his head. Larry working a great underhook with his left hand. If you guys can see that real quickly, look at this left underhook. He goes wide on the legs. Strong underhook. He goes Vernon White for a second, goes double underhook on one side. Very effective way of getting up off the wall. These are two very strong individuals. Very strong, very talented guys. They both have their own strengths. Larry Perna working for his arm and guillotine. That's probably his submission go-to. That's his one move that he goes to. He tends to go to a lot. You can see me in the background looking very good in the background with the gray shirt interviewing Ronnie Hosny. So as you can see, Fernando at a certain point, I've cut a lot of this out, but Fernando goes, listen, I'm just going to sit down to guard. Because they were on their feet for a good 20 to 25 minutes. It got to a point where everyone was falling asleep. So in the interest of entertainment, Fernando sits down to his back and the match progresses from that point on. Good foot positioning on bottom by Fernando, working on the hip, looking for underhooks. Larry looking to knee slide and compress the top leg. So you can see Larry here looking to drive his right shoulder down on Fernando's knee to flatten out and compress Fernando's legs on bottom. But Fernando's doing a good job of keeping that knee shield. As you can see, he's keeping his knee vertical and his hands are in position. Great frames on bottom, making it hard for Larry to utilize pressure and pass effectively. Kimura attempt on bottom. He looks to roll Larry, but that's like rolling a tank. Very hard to do. So Fernando does something that he does commonly is he'll give up his back to create a scramble, which I don't recommend for new white belts that are watching this. You're really not going to want to give your back up, but it's part of Fernando's style. So he goes, he shrimps, he goes to the turtle position, sits back to his guard. So Fernando, what he did, just to give you a psychological breakdown, is he went for the Kimura, he went for the roll. Larry had too much of a heavy base. He solidified the position. So Fernando, recognizing that he was going to be trapped on bottom side control, inverts to the turtle position and then uses that position to sit back to full guard. So it was just a roundabout way of getting to full guard. Strong underhook. So now what Fernando's working is the deep half guard position, as you can see here. Deep half guard. He has a low underhook on the waist. He's looking to go underneath the leg to create a scramble, to create a sweep towards his right side. I'd have liked to see a stronger wizard by Larry on top, but he's just focusing on keeping his leg. He should have wizarded down. So we're in the electric chair position, deep half guard. We have a scorpion lock slash lockdown on the inside of Larry Perna's right leg. As you can see here, Fernando doing a great job of elevating Larry's right leg onto his shoulder, trapping his leg in between his shoulder and his head. So there's a nice little vice connection there between the left shoulder and the head. So here, we're going to look to create a nice sweep. Good hand fighting on top by Larry Perna, but he's in a tough spot here, being spread out this way. Again, Larry Perna deadlifts minimum 2,000 pounds for about 40 reps at a time, so sweeping him isn't easy. If you've never tried to sweep a truck, it's hard to do. Look at this. He goes to half guard. He gets to sweep. There's a long process. They're two big guys. He finally gets to sweep. Incredible shoulder pressure by Fernando, as you can see here. Driving down with the shoulder. Gets the pass. Gets the pass. So Larry here is doing a few things wrong. Straight away, flat on his back. You don't want to be flat on your back. Easier said than done with a guy who's as big and as heavy as Fernando. It's not easy to create an angle where you can shrimp out and get on your side. But Fernando did a lot of things right that caused that. From half guard, incredible shoulder pressure that stapled Larry's hips to the mat. He went around the thighs, extended his legs, hit great pressure, freed up his legs, and passed to side control. And he's not letting up in this position. As you can see here, he's keeping really good shoulder pressure with his right shoulder. He manages to step over. So what he did was he stepped his right leg over Larry's left arm. So now he's in the crucifix position, what we call the crucifix position. Larry's in a tough spot. If this was a real fight, he would be open to, tremendous damage with the right hand here. Right punches, right elbows. But in pure jiu-jitsu, that whole arm, as you can see, Larry's right arm is completely open to submission attempts. From Americanas, Kimuras, straight arm locks, wrist locks. He's in a pretty tough spot defensively. So, see, what Larry should be focusing on is bumping his hips, shrimping his right elbow to his ribs, and then simultaneously shrimping his left elbow, this left elbow, to his rib cage. So hiding his left elbow, hiding his right elbow, and getting back to his frames and creating space, empty space, so that he can clear it with his legs and get back to a slightly better defensive position. All right. Oh, the big step over. We call that the Renzo Gracie step over, because Renzo used this beautifully. He isolating the arm on the far side, deep underhook on that arm, head pressure, ear to shoulder, strong step over the top. Now we have a triangle situation with Larry's head and his left arm. So his left arm and his head are trapped in between Fernando's legs. His right arm is completely open for, anything Fernando wants to do. Fernando focuses on getting the straight arm lock. He squeezes down, gets the quick tap right on the capsule of the elbow. Fernando, ladies and gentlemen, Fernando progresses to the semifinals. He's our first semifinalist to progress. So it isn't going to be easy to beat Fernando. He's a very technical player. His back game has gotten a lot better. His leg lock game, which you haven't seen, has gotten a lot better. His Kimuras and things like that, his strongman submissions, he's the best at it. Anyone who's going to beat him, he's the biggest guy in the competition. Shout out to Fernando real quick. Incredible job by Fernando. Incredible job by Fernando. Yeah, Fernando, man. Fernando. Woo, Fernando. Yeah, Fernando. Fernando. Woo, Fernando.
Savage.
Make sure you guys subscribe. That's been the first semifinals match. We got plenty more coming. We have Ronnie versus Lou. That was a barn burner. We have Christian Zakar versus Alibi from Kazakhstan, the Kazakhstan king, as they call him. He's actually literally a king in Kazakhstan. Like I said about Christian Zakaro, Dan Gable's son, direct bloodline to Dan Gable. So of all the quarterfinals, that was my favorite match. So one more time, make sure you guys subscribe. Leave a comment if you enjoyed the video, if you want me to do more of these, and make sure you hit that notification bell. Bing, ding, dong, ding. So thank you guys so much for joining me on another Panama Dreams video. This is your boy Panama from the band Panama Dreams. God bless you and your family as well. All right.